Contacting Instagram influencers, okay? This is gonna be the easiest part, but it's definitely gonna be the most frustrating, okay? And let me tell you why. You're gonna be able to contact people, right? I'm gonna go through and kind of show you where you should be contacting them as well as how you should approach that. But a lot of them aren't gonna reply, and that's why it's gonna be kind of ultra frustrating at times. Now, one thing I do just want to point out is that it does depend on your niche. Some niches just have influencers where they're going to reply. Others are going to be a lot more difficult to get in touch with. So just kind of be prepared for that. And that's why I'm really big on just taking massive action. Because if you reach out to 100 people, you know, only if, let's say, 5% reply, you still have 5 people who replied to you. But if you only reached out to 10, you know, you might not have any. So it's kind of like taking massive action on that end of things, but it will be frustrating just the amount of people who aren't going to reply. So know that going into it. Now, there's a few things you can actually do to increase your odds of getting them to reply, and as well as just how you should structure that, okay? So the first thing I want to let you know is if you're trying to reach out to an influencer, please don't just send them a DM, because there's a lot more to it than that. I'm gonna go through and break down what you should say in the DM, as well as kind of how to clickbait it, but you need to be reaching out to them via every single method. DM, Kik. Kik is an app, it's a messaging app. Usually a lot of influencers use it, and so they're gonna leave that in their bio. You're also gonna wanna reach out via email. Now, there's 2 ways that they're gonna have this. Either the email button, there's gonna be a little box on their profile, or they're gonna put the email in their bio. That's another way they do it. Also, once you DM them, once you send them an email, send them a message on Kik, those are usually the main 3, you're gonna wanna also leave a comment, okay? Leave a comment on a few of their different posts and just say, hey, check your DMs. You know, if they're huge influencers, they get thousands of comments, odds are they're not gonna see it, but it takes you half a second and it's gonna potentially increase your odds. You know, so if they only have 50,000 or 100,000 followers and you go comment that on 2 of their posts, they might see it. It's gonna help increase your odds. But as for what you're saying, DM and email is kind of the biggest spots where you have to clickbait. I guess Kik a little bit too, but you don't want to just say, hey, you know, I want to make money on your page, you know, what can we do? Don't start telling them your life story or anything. They don't really care. The only thing they want to know is what do you want from them and how much are you willing to pay? Influencers want to make money at the end of the day. So here's how I would structure a DM. Use emojis, okay? So what I'm gonna say, let me give you a live example right here. This is for DMs. Ready? I'm gonna do this. I already have the emojis pulled up here. I'm gonna go and use a couple different emojis inside of here, as well as saying something that's a little bit clickbait just to get their attention. So let's use a fire emoji, for example, if it even wants to load in here. All right, I guess it's not gonna load, but look, fire emoji is gonna go right here, and then I'm gonna say business related in all capitals. So it's gonna be an emoji, business related, and another emoji. That's how you're structuring it, and because the reason we do that is this is what they're gonna see. You can go on after this, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. They're not gonna be able to see it because they're getting hundreds of DMs a day. If they're big influencers, odds are they're not seeing every single DM. But if they're just quickly scrolling through it, bam, you're gonna catch their attention. It's gonna be in all bold, it's in all capitals, and there's 2 emojis. You know, use a fire emoji, use a thumbs up emoji or a money bag emoji, something like that, you guys. Just get their attention, be a little bit clickbait, and do the same thing for email. Put the subject line as something like Instagram shout out inquiry, or something like how much does it cost? Something like that where it's really benefiting them. You know, when you say, you could say for the DM, right here, you can put it, I want to pay you. Something like that where it's kind of clickbait, but it gets their attention because it's something that they think is going to benefit them. So just do whatever you can to get their attention. It's not that hard. The biggest thing I'm just going to point out, you guys already know how to pick influencers and everything, but when you're contacting them, don't just find the best 5 influencers and reach out. You're gonna wanna contact a lot of influencers, ideally as many as you possibly can, because some aren't gonna reply, it's just part of the game. These are a few ways you're gonna wanna reach out to them. Do everything you can to increase your potential and your odds of actually having them give you a reply. Okay, that's kind of all I got for you in this video. It's not that hard, just please reach out via every single method possible, but know that every single influencer is different. Some might use Kik. Some might only do it over DM. Some might have an email button. You're gonna have to look at that in the description of each influencer's page. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Jump on over to the next one and we're gonna continue with the Instagram module.